Good evening and welcome back. First of all, I want to apologize if the lighting is really bad. I'm doing the best I can. It's dark outside, so it's just, yeah, I don't know. Well, hopefully this turns out okay. But today I wanted to talk about healing after a loss or healing through grief. Because it's been a big thing in my life. It has probably been the biggest thing in my life like the most impactful. I've gone through a lot of things in my life, and this definitely is I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say it's the hardest thing, but definitely a very, very challenging thing that I've had to go through. So back in 2020, I lost my mom to cancer, and so I found out she probably had it's honestly all a blur. I can't necessarily remember like the whole timeline. I feel like she only was alive with cancer for about maybe 2 years, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that she was alive for that long with the cancer. I don't think so. I think maybe 2 years. Because I remember I believe I was in, I went to school for cosmetology, even though I don't use it. I don't use that. I don't use my license. But I think I was in school during that time, and that was back in like 2018. So I would say about 2 years she had cancer for it. And my mom didn't go for any treatments or anything. My mom was doing all natural. And, during that time, it was such an interesting time in my life because it was kind of like I just didn't know what was going to happen. And then the doctors kind of gave false hope. And I hate that. My mom didn't want treatment, and I wish that we found out about this treatment before, because it wasn't chemo. It was something else that they were giving her. I just don't remember what it was, but it wasn't chemo. And the doctor was like, sorry, I'm out of breath. The doctor is like, I forget to breathe whenever I speak, so if I'm gasping for air, that's why. But the doctor was like, like basically guaranteeing that my mom was going to live, basically. And we were like, oh, great. This is amazing. We thought that because she was going natural the majority of the time, and then it just like wasn't working. And kind of like a last stitch effort, my mom was like willing to try this specific treatment, and didn't work. Yeah. That's a whole other thing. But after my mom passed away, it was, like I have a very delayed reaction. I'm that type of person that I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's like a trauma thing, I don't know, but things don't hit me immediately. It'll take me months, sometimes years. So when my mom first passed away, I didn't really, like, I felt it, and I knew that she wasn't there, but I didn't really feel the feelings, like the true feelings of grief, until I would say like a year. But I also was putting myself and was put into positions where I also didn't really give myself the time to feel those feelings. So I think that also played a part into it. During that time, it wasn't like I didn't miss my mom. I definitely miss my mom. I definitely cry. But I mean, like, the actual feeling of like grief, I probably didn't feel it for like a whole like year. And yeah, grief is no joke. It's no joke. Anybody that's experiencing grief right now, I can't say that I fully understand what you're going through because I'm not you. And you know, I can't feel the feelings that you feel, but I do have an idea of what you're going through because I've gone through it as well and continue to go through. I think the hardest part is like realizing that this is something that we will have to deal with for the rest of our lives. And it always pissed me off when I would hear, I heard a couple people say this, that like breakups are worse than a death of a loved one, people would say. And I'm like, okay. Now that I've experienced both, I can pretty much say that I think that the death of my mom is a lot more significant. I always thought that was ridiculous. Even, I think when I heard that, I think even before my mom passed away, I was like, how? For like, because I feel like for the majority of people, when you break up with someone, like, yes, you're going to experience. Maybe they mean like the initial. I don't know. I think that's just a stupid comparison. But it's like most likely, you're gonna move on and you're gonna find somebody else. You're probably gonna get married and be with someone 10 times better. But when it comes to death, it's so final. Like my mom's never gonna come back. You know what I mean? So I always thought that was a stupid comparison. I'm like, who says that? Why would you say that out loud? Ever? And maybe they haven't experienced that. I'm unsure, but or maybe I'm just closed-minded, but I don't think so. Because it's something that is ongoing forever, right? So like you can always get another boyfriend, you can always get another girlfriend, but that person that you've lost, you will never get another them. You know, you could like people can come into your life, but they will never be that person. And yeah, like you can never replace them. You can never replace them. And it's something, you know, grief is that thing that it's the gift that keeps on giving. You know, it's you'll feel a lot better and excuse me, but then you won't, you know, and you'll get triggered. You'll get triggered sometimes, even like what I really have a hard time looking at pictures of my mom. Like they're up in the house. My friend gave me like 2 pictures of my mom and me, or like she made a collage, and then there's another one that she framed of her and I, and it's on my piano, and one's hanging up, and obviously like we have my parents like wedding pictures and stuff, but I still, I mean, it's been 3 years, I still have the hardest time looking at those pictures. It's like I can't even like, if I look at it too long, I just start crying. And yeah, so I think the hardest part about grief and losing a loved one is basically like adjusting to this new lifestyle without this person, because you're like what do I do? I also just think it depends on who you're losing, you know, like it's different when you have a husband or if you lost your mom or your sister or whatever, but navigating or your dad, yeah, navigating your life without them is such a difficult thing. It is such a difficult thing, especially when they were such a big part in your life. You know, you start to question yourself. You start to question, like, who am I? Well, I don't know. I'll speak for myself. It's like, who am I without this person here, you know? And what I can say is that there's definitely hope, you know? So it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a lot. Okay, you're gonna go through a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of sadness, and even depression, anxiety, sleepless nights. You're going to go through all of that. I mean, okay, everyone's different, so I can't be like you're gonna go through it, but it's normal if you go through it. But I guess I can only really speak for myself, because I think about this sometimes and I feel like I'm a completely different person from when my mom was here to when she to now when she isn't here. Um and I don't want to say this because this kind of sounds weird, but I don't know how else to say it, but there's good that came from my mom's death. Obviously I wish that she was still here, and I wish that I could see her again. I wish I could talk to her again. She was definitely at the time, like really the one person that I could be myself with, because a lot of people don't know me as me. And my mom knew me as me. My mom knew me as like crazy, not crazy as in like, I don't know, hurt you crazy, but like, I don't know. I just do a lot of random stuff and I say a lot of random things, and I get like, I don't even know what it is. I would do a lot of stuff. Like, if anybody else saw, they'd be like, what the frig is wrong with this girl? Seriously. And it's like, not out of like anger, it was just like me in like a silly mood. But like, I would just do a lot of stuff, or I would get like, I don't know, I guess some would call it mania, but I get like, but it's like an uppity thing. I feel like I just get hyper or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know. We're not gonna get technical, but and my mom literally would just take. I mean, she was a mom. It's like moms just take you for who you are. Um, if they're good moms. I can't say all moms do that, but you know. Um, but I never felt judged by my mom. I never felt like I can't be myself around my mom, and that was the most beautiful thing for me, was to just be able to have this outlet, because I'm such an introvert. So when I go out in public, certain people might know me as this, but then other people might know me as this. Like, the way that my personality goes is like, it depends on how comfortable I am around you. Like, if I'm really comfortable around you, okay, you'll see more of me. But if I'm not that comfortable and I don't really know you like that, I'm more guarded, and I'm just, you know, um, I'm more quiet, So it just depends on, who I'm around and my comfortability level, how comfortable I am around them. And my mom was like, I was 100% comfortable around my mom, so I could do whatever, not say whatever, but say a lot of different things around my mom, and my mom didn't make me feel weird. We would crack up. My mom and I had like the same sense of humor. So you'll be like, I mean, dying laughing. I love to laugh. I can laugh for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And that's something that my mom and we would do. And so obviously it's a significant loss to, have someone that's like that in your life, and then for them to just completely be gone. But like I said, I see this complete difference within myself. I definitely depended on my mom for a lot. Don't do that to me right now. It's like an auto thing that does. I definitely depended on my mom for a lot. And with the death of my mom, it has caused me to grow up. a lot. It's caused me to, take care of a lot of things that I never thought that I would have to take care of and do, that I never thought that I would have to do at my age. I look at other people in my life, or other people that really aren't in my life but are around my age, and I'm like, they have nowhere near the responsibilities that I have, and the cares that I have, and the things that have to be done. A lot of them kind of just take care of themselves, or you know whatever, they have to worry about themselves. And that's how my life kind of was before, when my mom was here, and I helped around the house and stuff like that. But um now it's like my whole world, was completely flipped. But I definitely feel this like shift in my life, a positive shift. And I have sorry, I'm like yawning, but trying not to yawn because I don't want to yawn. Okay. I hate yawning because then my eyes start watering. It's super annoying. But yeah, so I have grown a lot since my mom has passed. And I wish that she could be here to see where I am at and how I'm doing, and how much I've grown, and how far I've come along. But yeah, so my encouragement, especially, I mean, I can really only speak for losing, a parent and someone that's close to you. But it's going to be very hard, but there still is good, there still is good. And whether the good is like it brought you and your family closer together, or you and this other person who maybe y'all didn't get along when that person was alive, and it brought you guys together, or it helped you grow up, it helped you search for different answers about life and healing and growth, like whatever that good is, like lean into that good. For me, it's obviously God. I've definitely had to lean into him during these times, because I feel like he's just kind of brought me into this period where I'm like, okay, God. I'm like, kind of like, here we go. It's happening again. It's kind of like I don't know, like I'm kind of like I'm walking in the dark. Like I'm walking with my eyes open, though, in the dark. And I kind of feel him like reaching out his hand and just saying, like, follow me. You don't need to see. Like, I've got you. You don't need, I mean, obviously he is the light, but like, he is my light. He is the guide. But it's like, you don't need to know what's next. You don't need to know what's right in front of you. Like, as long as as long as I have my hand in his hand and I'm following him, then that's really all that matters. And that has been one thing that has brought me this far. I've definitely allowed the Holy Spirit to guide me and to convict me. Like, my whole entire life has changed there's been a huge loss, but then there's also been a huge gain. And yeah, I think it's important to, remember your loved one, and keep those memories alive. Now, when my mom first passed away, I literally wanted nothing to do. Like, I mean, I think like the first 2 years of my mom's anniversary for her death, I wanted to do nothing. I didn't want to celebrate my mom's life. I didn't want to remember her. I didn't want to do anything in memory of her. And because it was too hard, it was like, I don't want to do that. That's so depressing. It was so depressing for me. My first birthday was so depressing. My first everything were just very depressing. It was like my first Christmas without her, my first like holidays, and even just thinking about it makes me like want to die, honestly. Not literally, but makes me sad because yeah, it was awful. My first birthday, I remember. Oh my gosh, my favorite birthday was my last one with my mom, because it was so crazy. Like, I never had a birthday party. I mean, no, when I was younger, I had birthday parties, but when I got older, I didn't want to have parties. My mom like really insisted on me having a party. I don't know if it was because she knew, like, she felt like that would be her last one. I don't know, but it was her last one. But she really wanted me to have a party. Was my 21st? No, I was 21. I was like 20. No, had to be like my 23rd. Dang, I miss being 23. Where's the time gone? Where's it, like, literally, where has the time gone? But yeah, no, it was my favorite birthday. My mom made it so special. I mean, it doesn't take much to make me like happy. It really doesn't. Um, but my mom got me an ice cream cake, which is my favorite. I don't like regular cake. I like ice cream cake. And she got me an ice cream cake. We went out to breakfast. Oh, okay. So we went out for dinner. Then like my family came over, and we just had cake. I got a Polaroid camera. Oh my gosh, I forgot I'm not in the other car. Wow, that's the first time I've ever done that. I used to have in my old car, I used to have a little thing. I don't know what it was for, but I was going to put my foot up there, and I was like searching for it. I'm like, where the heck did it go? It's not there anymore because I'm in a different car. Anyways, whatever. So, anyways, okay. But yeah, so it was just very special. And then, so after that, it was like, this is so depressing. This is so depressing. I remember my dad try to do a surprise birthday party for me, and like nobody showed up because my family thought, or like I think my dad told them the wrong day or something, or my family thought it was this day but it wasn't, and like literally nobody showed up besides like I think there was like 5 people that came, but like none of my family showed up, and it was just so depressing because I was like, and I think my dad told me about it, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just so depressing. And I was like, all I wanted to do was curl up in a ball and just start crying, but I had to like put on a happy face. But anyways, that's besides the point. There's gonna be a lot of times, that especially the first, like, and the seconds. The second was okay. I mean, it was sad, but it was a little bit better. The third was a little bit better, but it's really allowed me, like, it's made me like open up. I really relied on my mom for a lot. I relied on my mom to like talk. I was able to kind of hide behind my mom when she was here. And now, like, the veil is off. Okay, there's no hiding. Okay. I used to be able to rely on my mom to be like the conversational person and like, keep the conversation going. I would like, do some ad libs here and there, and like laugh, ha ha ha. But, now my mom's not here. Like, I have to keep the conversation going. And now it's a lot easier because now I'm used to it. But when I was just first starting, I was like, because I'm not, like, unless I know you like that, I'm not good with conversation. I'm not. If I know you like that, I can talk to your talk your freaking ear off. But if I don't know you, it's not good. It's not good. So I had to learn to be social. I had to learn to be, to like, just even just talking was hard for me. I had a lot of social anxiety growing up, and I still suffer with social anxiety too. So it's just really hard. That's why I would rely on my mom. My mom, she cooked, and, she did a lot of the stuff like at home. And, um, now I cook, I clean, I help, around the house. I schedule and help with my dad for his doctor's appointments and try and do the best that I can while working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, you know, depending on the week. It's just a lot. I live a completely different life now. I live a completely different life. I live a completely different lifestyle. And I live with a completely different mindset. So I would say, to lean into it, lean in, like, allow yourself to feel the pain, because that's normal. It's it's completely normal. You're going to feel that pain, whether it's the first day or if it's I didn't want to yawn. Okay, I had to do it. I had to let it out. But whether it's in the first day or in the first year or maybe 2 years, however long it takes you, but feel that pain. I definitely felt like I needed to suppress my feelings, and I also felt like I needed to, like, fill my mom's shoes when she first died. Now I feel like I am kind of like, becoming an individual, and kind of getting my own style of things, and learning that I don't need to fill my mom's shoes because I'm not my mom, right? I am a completely separate being from my mom, and I'm an individual. So, yeah, but I did a lot of journaling. I did a lot of praying, talking to God. I never went to a grief council, like a grief group. I did go to therapy for a little bit, on and off, but I did go to therapy. And I went on a lot of drives to clear my head. And, I'm very thankful for the people that I have in my life. And I'm just very grateful, as sad as I am that my mom isn't here to witness these changes in my life. And I can't laugh with her anymore. I mean, we had the best time together, seriously, but I'm still so thankful for where I am, because I could be somewhere else. I could be somewhere completely different. I could have gone on the opposite spectrum of things. And yeah, so do what you need to do to be able to get through this, whether that be talking to a friend, going to therapy, journaling. I also bought like a grief I forget what it's called. I think it's literally called Healing After Loss book. And I was doing that for a little bit and would watch like some YouTube videos about going through grief. But I feel like it's just something, like, you can watch all the videos that you want, and you can whatever, get all the education that you want, but it's something that you have to go through. It's not something that, from my personal experience, it's not something that you just like, all right, I've, read this many books, I've, watched so many videos, I'm a champion at grief. Like, it's just something that you just gotta ride the waves and you just go through it. It's not something that you just like, okay, I've watched this, I've done this, now I get to like skip to the next step. I get to go over that hill. It's like you gotta go through it instead of over it, okay? Because when you go over it, you're like dodging it, and then you're avoiding it, and then you're not allowing yourself to feel those feelings, and then you're not allowing yourself to really process what's going on. And the next thing you know, you're like, and the wave just crash on you like out of freaking nowhere. So yeah, everybody's different, but there definitely is healing. It can seem like you literally will never have a good day. It can seem like nothing good will happen from here on out. Like nothing good, But I want to tell you that good things still do happen, whether no matter what you're going through, there is always going to be some kind of good. You might have to push yourself. You might have to do things that are out of your comfort zone, which are very good for you. Like one thing that I have been encouraging myself is to do the things that are uncomfortable. Just force yourself. You can do it. I promise you. You can do it. You might tell yourself you can't do it. You might lie to yourself that you cannot do it. You might convince yourself you can't do it, but you can do it. You have to be super mindful, because that saying of like, do it afraid. Do it afraid. Even if you're scared, still do it. Still just do it. Go and do something super uncomfortable, even if it's awkward, even if it's weird. At least you did it, and it's something that you can be proud of in the future. And it's your first step, But yeah, that's, I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know. There's still hope. Like, I see how far I've come, because when obviously my life isn't where I imagined. I didn't imagine losing my mom, in my 20s. I thought my mom would still be here, obviously. I thought she would still be here and witnessing me and just whatever until I'm like older, at least, And I'm just not where I imagined I would be, but I'm very grateful for where I'm at. So there's definitely still hope. There's definitely still good, and there's still growth. And so when I say that, I'm not promising that it's going to be like, oh yeah, once you reach a certain amount of years, you're good. Like, you're fine. No. I still have a hard time looking at my mom's picture. Like, I really do. I genuinely do. I can't. Sometimes, like, some times during the month, like some days, I literally can't look at her pictures. I can't. Like, I just have to walk. I have to literally walk right past them and just not even look at them. So just because there's healing and there's growth in it doesn't mean that I'm saying that there's not pain as well. But never, ever, ever give up. Never give up. Keep pushing forward. Keep moving forward. It's okay if you take a couple steps back, but always, literally, just always remind yourself, if you've taken a couple steps back, or if you feel like you've taken a couple steps back, one foot in front of the other. Do not give up, because I've had times where it's like, okay, yeah, I feel like I'm backsliding, or like, whatever. I'm like, feel like I've grown a lot, but now I feel like I've taken a leap back, but it's important to get back up and just keep moving forward. It's okay. We're human beings. You have to cut yourself some slack, and you got to give yourself some break from time. What? I need help. You got to give yourself a break and cut yourself some slack from time to time, because we're human beings. That's gonna happen, and it's okay. As long as you remind yourself, okay, I'm aware of it. I'm aware that this happened. I'm aware that, I have neglected to do this for this long, or I did this that I didn't want to do, or I said I wouldn't do and did it all this stuff. But now it's time to pick myself up, dust myself off. Let's move forward again, So don't give up. Keep moving forward. Give yourself some grace and forgiveness. And, when you can and when you feel comfortable, honor that person in a very special way. It could be, and it could just be like the way that you live your life. It could be the way that you think, and having that in the back of your mind of like, I am the kind of person that person, if they were here, they'd be proud of. They would be proud of me, and who I became and who I am. And obviously lean on God, lean into God. Like, I definitely had to lean on Him and lean into Him and rely on Him to really carry me through certain seasons, and certain times, a lot of times in my life, but I'm so thankful. Like, I'm even just so thankful for where I'm at right now, even though it's like not necessarily where I want to be, but I'm so thankful for where I'm at. And yeah, so yeah, I am gonna pray for all those who are grieving, and that God will comfort you and God will give you the strength to get through what you're going through, the emotions that you're going through, the emotions and the future emotions, because they're not over. They'll keep coming. They'll go away, then they'll come back again. They'll go away, they'll come back again. But yeah, all right. That's all. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.